Hello.
Hey, hey, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Terrific with room for improvement, thanks.
Oh my goodness, terrific with room for improvement.
Oh, yes.
That sounds like a whole new level of being almost.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you where are you? Where are you just now?
we are in Ohio.
Okay. And are you in the same convoy that Chris would be in at the moment?
I was right behind him till I pulled off for a short, and now I'm just at the back of the convoy here, making sure everybody's still in line.
What's it like?
It's definitely interesting.
Okay, so kind of talk me through it. You're a bit more experienced now today. You've done what, 2 days of it now?
A couple, 2 full days, and yeah, this is our third.
Okay. So what have you learned? Yeah, I mean, you must have learned so much.
I've learned that the support out here is phenomenal.
Oh, how wonderful. Really?
Yep,
Like, have you been kind of taken aback, surprised by the amount of
very,
support?
very, yep, and everything that everyone's done for us so far, and it's just amazing.
And when you say that, do you mean just people being there when you arrive places, or
Yep.
what other kind of examples could you cite of kindnesses that you've appreciated?
The overpasses being filled up, all the support that we've gotten from officers, and they've helped us out immensely to get through certain areas of the country and such like that. So it's been great.
Okay, and how has that worked with the police? So that you contacted them initially before you went, and then
Yep.
and then how does it unfold from there?
Well, we just meet up with them wherever we're stopped at and kind of make sure everything is coordinated properly,
Hmm.
and then roll out. And they either hang out at the overpasses for us, or we usually have a couple that usually jump in the line with us, just
Uh-huh.
kind of watch. And it's been fantastic. Everyone's been great to work with.
Does it feel kind of surreal at moments?
It's definitely different, not something I'm
Uh-huh.
used to.
I mean, because you have a helicopter, yeah, above you somewhere.
I'm being told I think there is. I'm not sure if it's. I don't think it's probably back here by me, but we're about 4 or 6 or 8 miles long, something like that. So I'm sure it's probably up front.
I've lost you just for a second there. There you are, you're back. So
Yep.
tell
Yep.
me,
Yep.
what can you tell me about what happens going forward here? I know that there may be, like, I don't know how cohesive the plan is yet. I know that it
Yeah.
may just be to get there and then make a plan, but what can you tell me?
Well, I can tell you we'll be staging outside of DC
Hmm.
temporarily, to at least give our elected officials the chance to make the first move and come to the table.
Okay.
And from that, we'll determine what the next steps are based on how they respond.
Now, I'm so sorry because it's so quiet here about what's going on. Do you have a representative who has who is going to put forward some sort of plea to them to pay attention to your request for attention? How's that unfolding? How does that work?
It sounds like we have at least a half dozen that have signed the bill already, of our congressmen and senators. I know there's a lot more, but I know of at least 6 already that are signed up on that bill to be put forth in front of Congress while we're there.
Okay, now I'm
And
so sorry. Would you talk me through when you say bill? I think I've missed the really important bit because there's so little, it's so quiet here. We don't know anything. You're not in the press here at all. I noticed from when I think I mentioned to you or Chris, one or the other of you, Washington, D.C., there was a rally and a friend of mine, Angelia, was there. She was going to speak. Um, of all the rallies that have been held anywhere across the globe that I have tried to sort of get some information about, watch, maybe see a live stream, it was the hardest one to get access to. really by
Yeah.
far. The Americans know how to make it so that the rest of the world can't see or hear what's going on. It shouldn't come as a surprise, I suppose. But could you talk me
Yeah.
through a little bit there? You said there's a bill, so you guys have drafted a bill?
Yes. So basically, I don't know all the details of the bill. I'm not in that. I'm
Matter,
not in
doesn't,
those meetings per se.
uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, there is a bill being issued or being sent into Congress for them to vote on and do all their sort of thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I don't know how American politics works. Does that mean that if you get a certain number of votes with regard to that bill, what then happens? They talk to you, or they
nope.
what are you trying to achieve with? Is that bill just literally stop the mandates?
Between that, the Emergencies Act and such, the bill it will be voted on by Congress, which is
Okay,
the first house it goes through, and then if it passes there, it goes to the Senate, and after
okay,
that, it goes to the president to be signed.
okay. All
So
right. So you've got those. So basically three hurdles,
what's that? Sorry.
or three layers before you
Yeah.
get sign off. And you said that you have some people gesturing or already saying that they're signing with you in this
Correct.
at the first level.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that's was that expected? Did you
Oh yeah.
anticipate getting people joining your,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's good. So more or less than you thought, or just about what you thought you'd get?
Oh, we're expecting more
Okay, okay.
once it becomes more real.
And they have what, sort of another 24 hours or so before you guys are, or how, so you're going to get there in about 9-12 hours, is that right?
Yeah, it'll be about 9 hours or so from here.
Okay. And then you will what, presumably wait overnight or give them a stretch of time?
We'll be going into Congress tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Have you even been to the Capitol before?
Nope, not yet.
Isn't that, that's amazing. So the first time you go is going to be for something so extraordinary.
Yep, I have no interest in being there otherwise.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I mean, it's a big place, the USA, so I don't think it's that surprising that people haven't necessarily been to the Capitol. That being said, to go, under the auspices of, such an enormously just important and historical event, and you'll be walking with your colleagues into the building, or do you just have to wait
Yep.
outside? How does it work?
No, from what I'm not sure exactly the details on that, but yeah, we'll all be going in. There'll be about 50 or 60 of us that'll be
Okay.
getting bussed in from where we're staging to the Congress building,
Mhm.
the White House there. We'll be getting bussed in, and then we will be escorted into Congress.
Okay, and that's when you get feedback as to how many people have signed with you?
Between that and to my understanding is, I'm not sure exactly, but to my understanding, I think we're also speaking in front of Congress as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is they already know why you're there, obviously, but this is the
Yep.
opportunity for somebody to sort of showcase the sentiment, and
Yep.
then, a vote's done at that point. Is it a public vote, do you know, or is it
I
you're not sure?
I have
That's
no
fine.
idea.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, this is a wonderful thing in a way, isn't it? Because this is, this is you actually actively participating in the politics of your nation. This is
Yep.
presumably, the Constitution was presumably written so that if something
Yep.
terribly wrong was about to occur, people could go and say, please, let's not let this go forth. And that's what you're doing, which is, and then what happens if they are, not in agreement, which presumably there is a good chance that you will meet with
Right.
opposition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That I'm not able to disclose any of that at
Okay.
this time.
That's okay. That's kind of what I expected. I
Yeah.
would have thought that, I mean, while none of it, I'm sure, involves anything other than very savory, freedom-oriented
Oh,
behavior.
yep.
I understand that, it's probably probably you know, you'll need to regroup in order to think and logistically work out, you know, who's there and where and when. But you're doing it so sort of in real time, everything in real time.
Yep.
So, oh, that's so wonderful. You're doing it, Derek. You're on your way. You're hooking, and people are just being filled with joy because this is happening.
Yep.
As understated response, but also true. That's okay. I'm getting to know you. I'm all about the enthusiasm. You do the understated bit. We're a good team. It's all good.
Yep.
So what I'll do is I'll give you peace. Because, well, let me just double check, because it's more spontaneous. I did have questions, but it's just too exciting really to pay attention to the script. So I did ask you if you'd been before. And I did ask you if you could tell me anything about the plan when you got there, and you've told me what you can so far. I don't know if have you guys been paying, you won't have had time. You might know a little bit. The grand jury of public opinion is, there's an American German lawyer called Rainer Fulmich. Have you kind of maybe heard of him in passing? He and a group of lawyers and a judge, they're all from all over the world, have gotten together using they're basing it on the American style system, but under common law, they're putting all the evidence that they have to get, like if you were doing it in America, it would be to get an indictment. So they're doing exactly the same thing using the same format. But anyway, so there was a lady on session 6, and she's a Holocaust survivor. She's probably one of the few people who, you know, was there then and is here now and is informed in a way that, you know, she's ready, willing, and wanting to talk about it. And
Absolutely.
she was saying, she mentioned you guys. Well, she mentioned you truck drivers. She mentioned the Canadians, and I know that it extended to you guys as well. She was saying that she was talking about how she was saying basically that it's the ordinary people who seem to have been able to break through the kind of hypnotic spell. And that what we've got is, you know, the kind of I suppose what she meant was kind of like the academic middle class really struggling to think for themselves is basically what she said. Whereas, you know, the you know, the ordinary person, you know, the working person has you know, had enough. Basically, they see it for what it is now, and now they're going to do something about it. I thought that was really, really powerful to get such a statement of endorsement from somebody who came from, you know, who went through something so horrific and knows what this all really means.
Yeah, no, I agree. She's an important aspect to that.
And maybe you can, if you can remember any of this by the time you get, you know, to your staging post and your brain is fried, you can throw that out there to your colleagues, and who knows what it'll sound like by that point, what the story will be. But you know,
so
you guys deserve to hear it.
I had somebody talking or messaged me and said that there was a group that were bringing a worldwide class action lawsuit.
Okay.
Now I told them to send me the information and the firms, all that sort of stuff, the legal teams. I want to set out, because he asked if I could post that on our Facebook page. I said, well, send me the details first. I want to research it, and we'll go from there. So I'm waiting for him to get me the details on that, but I'm not sure if that has much to do with what you're talking about or not.
I honestly, I couldn't say. I know that I'm happy to hear that there's all these pronged attacks. Like people are thinking, you know, whatever they can do, they're doing, and it seems to all be, you know, fermenting at the moment. I did have kind of a moment, I don't know, last week or a day or two ago, just thinking, you know, this just seems so insurmountable that, you know, that just the damage that's been done. Will anybody ever, you know, people seem to be, you know, still not really prepared to recognize it. It feels sometimes insurmountable that, you know, that this will be brought down. But then I have heard some good people sort of, their response is just, you know, it's too obvious now, you know, like it's just
Yeah.
a case of watching it all fall, hanging on in there. What do you think? Do you ever have you had any moments of despair with this, or
No, not really.
is it better to be doing something maybe? Sorry, I was saying,
Actually, you kind of broke up.
yeah, does it help to be doing something?
Very.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe when the helplessness does hit sometimes. And I think, I mean, I look at myself, I've just sort of, whatever I can do, I've tried to do, whether it's writing or whether it's speaking to people, but it's a nothing. But at the same time, it's a lifeline to me. And so, you know,
Yep.
I think if you guys, I hope that there's just so much camaraderie and joy and support, you know, and love. I hope you feel that when you all get to your meeting point at the end of this long day.
Yeah.
And
No,
you know,
it's amazing how much support has come out with such little time. Like
mm,
we've only been at this for I think 3.5 weeks,
mhm,
4 weeks max.
mhm.
So the fact that Canada had, I think, about 8 months. So they were able to build the support and everything else along the line. But yeah, because of Canada, we've had, I think that's the biggest thing, is because of Canada, we've had the support that we had.
Mhm, mhm. And maybe a little bit of insight, but at the same time, you must be blown away by what is possible to achieve.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you think about your ordinary day job, any of us, and sometimes it seems hard enough to pull, you know, to pull a shift off, you know, that way. And then you look at what can happen when people actually really want to make it happen.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go because our signal's coming in and out. But I'm so grateful, Derek, and I'm so excited for you all, and I'm kind of jealous. I wish I could sort of be there. I
Yeah.
think you know, it's just phenomenal what you guys are doing. Do you want to say, just in case they get to see it, hi to your kids and your wife, and just give them a big wave and tell them you love them? Do you do that kind of thing?
No, not really. They know it. I
Hey
call I, I
kids,
call them
daddy
every
loves
day.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Derek. I hope I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you so much for making time for me.
Yep. Thank you.
Scotland loves you. We say thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. America
Bye.
loves all you. Bye bye.
Bye.